Hey everybody, happy Saturday. I'm such a techno bozo. I was just, as I did my very first live that I meant to do for Better Love, I put it on Gabby Sundra, my personal Instagram. I'm being told I should weave those two together, haven't done that yet. But I'm here with For Better Love, and it is Saturday at 11, so go ask Gabby. So feel free, if you can't be here live, you can send in some questions in advance. And it doesn't have to be about the theme of the week. I like to focus on a theme of the week. Otherwise, it can be like shiny object syndrome. What issue am I looking at in my relationship? And really, we just want there to be a habit, right? I'm encouraging you to find your own habits for happiness, especially in your relationship. But for me, my habits for happiness in my relationship are my habits for happiness in life. If that's working, you ever notice how if like relationship is working, kind of everything, even the things that aren't working, feel more manageable? And then even if things in life are all going great, but your relationship sucks, it's not so great, right? You can't really enjoy it. So this is all about building the habits. And so my habit is being here on a Saturday morning with you, which is usually possible because Raj, as those of you who have been watching know that we have this introvert extrovert thing going on, and Raj is way more extroverted than he was in the past. He loves people, he just needs a lot more downtime and alone time to recharge. In fact, when he and I created our relationship vision the first time, one of the main things I do at For Better Love is help couples create a shared vision, or AKA a marriage mantra. And Raj and I did that ourselves years and years ago. I'll share a mantra with you maybe in a minute if you want. And so in creating those visions and those mantras, oh gosh, I'm better share this vision with you because now I forgot what I was going to tell you about that. Creating the visions, the habit, right? So we've been creating this vision as a habit. It's what I do with my clients, but what we've done in our own life. And then from that vision, we create our habits. Not all the time, not exhaust ourselves, but 90 days on, 30 days off, so that we bring practice as a habit, but we also bring play and lightness. You know, Raj is gone right now. He'll probably, actually it's 11:05, so he'll probably be coming up over my shoulder at any point. As every Saturday and Sunday that we're home, he goes on a long workout. He doesn't like to do housework or take care of things for the house. If we have to take something to storage or whatever it is we have to do, he wants to do that during the week so that he can really enjoy his weekends. As I said, he needs a lot more downtime. Oh, that's why I was telling you about him. Okay, circling back. When Raj and I created our vision, he said his ideal was that 3 days a month I would leave so he could be at home alone. I said, 3 days a month you want to be without me? And he said, no, 3 days a month I want to be with me. So as an extreme extrovert that loves being with people as much as possible, that was a little hard to take, hearing my beloved say he wanted to be without me. I had to really let it sink in that he didn't want to be without me. His personality type, because we're different, it just needs that for his nourishment. So we've been together 16 years now, married for 14. Hey there, welcome. And 16 years now, and we've learned. And not learned from, that didn't go well, let's make sure not to do that again. We did that a lot, especially the first 5 or 10 years of marriage. But now it's just because we have such a couple culture of caring and consideration. You know, we have a wedding vow. I promise to care about your experience and happiness, even when it conflicts with my own. And it's that kind of care and concern as a development, because when we started, oh my gosh, it was so messy. And we were I would jump up and down to get my needs met, and he would bite his tongue and say it wasn't a big deal until he'd blow up. So we've come a long way and learned to bring in those habits, whether it's creating. That was my alarm to tell me to be here, but I'm already here. Because I don't want to forget you guys about Saturday, right? That's why I'm here on Saturdays at 11. Hey there, welcome. Well, I'm here consistently on Saturdays, even last Saturday when I was at a wedding up in Canada. And boy, was that delightful and fun. I love love and just being in the space of love, especially since I got to help the couple write their wedding vows, which I've gotten to do a lot lately, is help a couple write their wedding vows and actually get to be at the wedding as well. So I see a few of you are on here live, and those who are watching this later on. Again, we're talking about bringing play. It's the season of play here at For Better Love, May 15th to August 15th. And how can you bring more play to your relationship? I've been talking about how Raj is the introvert and I'm the extrovert. And we learned, for example, last night we had plans. We just got back from a 5-day wedding in Vancouver. International trip, was a lot of work, supported the wedding. And when we got home, Raj just needed some time. But I had plans to meet with a friend for Friday evening to come to the house. But it was very clear, Raj did not need to join us. He could join us, he didn't need to join us. And when my friend came over, we sat outside and watched the view here. I don't know if you can see there, but that's the ocean. Oh, it's a little cloudy right now, but there it is, a little washed out with the light. But we sat outside and we connected, and I was so enjoying it. I hadn't seen them in 4 years. And then Raj came out and joined us. Didn't need to, didn't have to. And then it was time to go for dinner. Asked him if he wanted to join. Now in the past I would have been like, hey, I want you to come, this is important, we haven't seen this person in 4 years. But I've learned to trust Raj, and when he needs his time, he needs his time, and when he wants to come, it'll be great when he wants to come. I wish I had learned that in the first few years, but we had a bit of a power struggle at the beginning. I was very much in my masculine and he was very much in his feminine. He would get emotional and I'd be like, get up, you ain't hurt. I didn't say that, but that was my attitude. And over time, I learned how to soften into my feminine. I learned how to realize that I had a childhood wound, that men were dead weight, right? I had lots of I don't want to put anybody on the spot here, but I had lots of examples of aunties will say that would refer to men as quote unquote dead weight. And so whenever my husband would need me or have an emotional issue, I'd kind of roll my eyes, especially because they were happening not just 3 times a week, but 3 times a day. Not big, but mostly, I mean, sometimes big, but mostly, just, something would happen and I'd hear, fuck, excuse me, come from the other room, and I'd come running in like it was some big thing, and it was a minor thing. There was just a lot of stress and emotionality. And I was kind of more of an Hakuna Matata, like, hey, like, we don't have problems, we have things to handle. And so what I didn't realize is that he grew up after his father passed when he was 12, and the whole family just coped. Nobody really grieved. So he was looking to be comforted. And here I was, like, get up, you ain't hurt. So it was a perfect match. And one day when I said, hey, honey, come here, sit down and put your head in my lap, when he was upset about something, those outbursts stopped overnight. And surprisingly, people started saying to me, Gabby, you're so much softer. You're so much softer. I didn't realize I was such a hard ass, but I really started to look at where I was locked out of my nurturing feminine side and where I could tap into that more, not as a should, but just as a releasing of something that I inherited, a story that I inherited, because my husband is awesome and fantastic, and he so supports my needs, so why wouldn't I treat him like a human being and support his needs, right? Now, he actually had a lot more difficulty than I did expressing my needs. People joke that I don't wear my heart on my mouth. Excuse me, I don't wear my heart on my sleeve, as they say, but I wear my heart on my mouth. Once a girlfriend introduced me to her mother, she said, this is Gabby. She's the mouth of the community. She says what everybody's thinking, but nobody will say. Now, that was a good 15 years ago, and I have learned to say only what people want to hear, not tell people what they want to hear, but I don't need to hit people over the head. I'm much more of on the pleasure path now, and hey, are you interested in this and something that I see? And if you do, great, and if you don't, no problem. But at that time, it was really great to just soften into my feminine, and Raj, almost overnight, I mean, literally his voice dropped. He used to sometimes talk from here, or even the stress from his face. And now it's just all in his lower gut and his chakra and the He's also been working on his singing as a hobby of his. He writes music, and in his spare time, in that downtime, in that alone time, in that introvert time. One of my friends calls it their genius time. And I get it now. It's not how I spend my time. In fact, the 3 hours in the mornings on Saturdays and Sundays when he's doing his endurance workout. I shouldn't do quotes because it is an endurance workout. He's either rollerblading uphill with skis, like roller skiing, or he's on a bike ride for 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes, and often both days on the weekend when we're home. To each his own, right? To each his own. We all have the things that have us feel comfortable and relaxed, and mine, I've already called like 3 people. I mentioned earlier one of the differences with us is he wants to do all of the house stuff and life stuff and manage that during the week, and I'm focused more on work and want to handle some of that on like a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. And so that's something else I did today. Is carpet was looking a little shabby. I pulled out the steam cleaner in the hallway, and he wouldn't want to do that. Now normally he's the clean one, and so yesterday it drives me crazy when he's cleaning. I am not complaining because I'm so glad that he gets relaxed by having things be all clean. And we used to have a cleaner. We just don't have one right now, but it's every Friday. But I mean, he moves all the furniture, and I'm like, honey, we have guests coming in 10 minutes. Can you please put the furniture back? But it does look spectacular. It is beautiful. Some have said our house feels like a spa, or what's the word, impeccable, because I keep it tidy and he keeps it clean. We have a good chocolate and peanut butter of those too. So for those of you that are here live or for watching this later on, how are you going to bring play to your relationship, to some of those conflicts, some of those dynamics? What's important to you between now and August 14th, right? We've got, I think, 86 days now for the 90-day game. Raj and I are a little late in creating our goals. We met yesterday for our weekly marriage meeting, our little marriage get-together where we talk about our goals and we talk about our calendar, because introvert, extrovert, we usually have some issues there. I always want to go, have people over, and he wants to make sure we have some downtime as well. And we talk about our budget and finances, and he wants to spend some money to redo his website, and I want to buy airline tickets, and how do we negotiate all of that? And so we had that meeting yesterday, and now today we have all of this freedom to go out and play and take the goals that we haven't yet solidified, but we started yesterday. I think tomorrow we're going to spend a little bit of time in the morning and just look at what do we want for August 15th, August 14th. But what do you want? Now, it doesn't have to be just how are you going to bring more play to your relationship in general. It could be specific. It doesn't even have to be play. That's the theme we're working with here. But what about how are you going to evolve, explore, engage? Again, no fixing, all is well, even better if is the aim. We're aiming for awesome here. Don't make anybody wrong and say we need to talk and we need to fix this. Just translate your complaints into what you do want, and then play a game with your partner, your playmate, and the allyship to keep leaning further and further into what you want, and what you want, and what you want, and what you both want. Right? The couples community I'm a member of, Eden Rising, great couples community. They have 10 principles, I think, and one of them is all needs met. And I love that, because if you choose your beloved, then even if their needs are different than yours, they're important. So what are your needs? What are your beloved's needs? Where do those overlap? And how can you be playmates and partners in creating that over the next now 86 days? So you can put that in the comments, or you can message me. I will be here every Saturday for at least 15 minutes, 11 a.m. to 11:15. We went a little later today, and feel free if you have a question to ask. It is Go Ask Abby. I'm happy to do that, and just looking forward to building this habit with you all of checking in on Saturdays, also on Tuesdays at 2. That's more topic-based. I'm trying on Saturdays just to keep it more personal and just share from what's going on. But if you want to know more about the topics themselves, then go ahead and check it out on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock where we announce the new topic. So here's to loving better in your own way. Remember, it's not about loving perfectly, it's about loving better. I'm Gabby Sundra. I'm known as the Love Trifecta Coach because I want to help you create more of what you both want by creating more play, peace, and passion in your marriage or relationship. So have a great Saturday or whatever day you're watching this, and I'll see you soon.